My name is Danielle, and I'm the Collections Manager and Curatorial Associate of the Art Gallery of Alberta. So we'll be continuing our tour of Rembrandt, and now we're going to first look at our first work by the artist himself. This exhibition includes several examples of his printmaking, such as this lovely depiction of the artist's mother. Here we see his close attention to detail and his own fascination with old age. So you have the wrinkles in her face, the loose skin around her mouth. You can envision maybe she's missing some teeth, and the veins in her delicate folded hand. While this woman was often identified as Rembrandt's mother, it's not entirely clear if that's really the case. She often showed up in several of his artworks and in some by his colleagues. So later viewers and scholars in the 19th century tended to identify her as a family member. But many speculate that she was actually too old to be Rembrandt's mother. Maybe she was Jan Lievens' grandmother, or perhaps she was just an old woman in the community who they paid to sit for them. Nevertheless, she appears in several of Rembrandt's artworks, and they definitely had some sort of close relationship. This woman also appears in this painting by Jan Lievens, and here the profile view really focuses on the slack skin around her cheeks and jaw and in her half-closed eyelids. But what is most remarkable about this painting is the focus on her gauzy veil. In the white areas, the fabric appears almost translucent, and in the colorful patterned areas, practically sparkling. It's very probable that Lievens would have seen a fabric like this in Leiden, which, as we know, was the center of the textile trade in Holland. So this painting also would have appealed to citizens of that city. Now this format, Rembrandt's print and Lievens' painting, is called a tronie, or a character study. Tronies often focused on interesting clothing, on dramatic renderings of light and shadow, and on emotion through facial expression and through gesture. Now, tronies were a popular subject matter in the 16th century, and they were often used as a studio tool of artists would eventually use to build up a bigger group portrait. But in the 17th century, Lievens and Rembrandt really pioneered the tronie genre for the art market. So unlike a commissioned portrait where you would know the person who is being painted, or perhaps it's of yourself, a tronie, the person buying it does not need to know who that is. So that's why Rembrandt could paint the same woman over and over again. Tronies were often a smaller scale and thus less expensive, and would really appeal to a growing art market in Holland. So I hope you join us as we move on in the exhibition and look at another painting by Rembrandt.